And it's definitely a life lesson that I learned. And it was the hard way. But I hope that it can shed light to people, to other girls. Because at the end of the day, I don't play about my kid. I really don't. I don't play about my company. I'm so like this with my son. Like, everybody who know me know how I am with my kid. It's like this with us. We like this. I'm never nowhere without him. He'd be here right now, but I don't want him to be here, so he's at my mom's. We always together. You see me, you see him. But and then on top of that, and then you will never see him in an environment that a child should never be in. Wouldn't do no shit like that. I wouldn't lie. Because, like, I'll take that blame. I'll take the blame. I take that blame. I take, you know, why didn't you know? Why you ain't people? I take that shit. Sometimes we get wrapped up in our own lives and shit be going on and stuff, you know. If something happens to a kid, they don't want to say nothing, so you miss shit. It's just like when you're in a relationship and you missing red signs. You got the flags in your face, but you can't see it. You don't understand. You can't see it, so you skip it. I didn't understand. And when I was raised, my parents yelled at me for everything. So, you know, I'm very strict because my dad was very strict. And I just handled it the way that I, you know, I grew up and how I handled it. And I tried my best to figure out what was wrong with him. But I was angry. I was angry with him because I didn't understand. I didn't get it. I would tell him, like, you're not going to get in trouble for telling me that you had to poop. Like, why are you not telling me? Like, why do you want to be in poop all day? Like, I'm talking to his teachers, my parents, his dad, me, all my friends, like, even him, even David, who I was dating while all this was going on. I will call him on the phone, crying. I don't know what to do with Wesley. Like, he just keeps pooping in his pants. I don't get it.
Oh, God, this is heartbreaking. Did y'all hear her? Oh, my God. Okay, let me tell y'all what's going on. This lady right here, she's a black woman. She is a mother. And her ex-boyfriend, rapper thug, Doodie / David. Yeah, he's on that down low. He got a thing for little boys, and she exposing it all. And you know what's troubling? You know, everybody want to know, exposed to DL, where he at? I want to know who. And then when people expose them, y'all calling her a liar, she making up, saying with the patties. Who the patties? They want to know, but when they get exposed, it's their favorite. They don't want nah, he can't be no patty. Nah, he can't be on the low. Nah, I don't believe that. And that's why people just don't talk no more. You know what I mean? But comment, let us know what you guys think about this. She is telling her full story, how she feel and the struggles that she went through as a mother, having a child, going through that, not realizing what's going on, being blindsided. Oh my goodness. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Check this out.
But there are a few questions that I can answer that will make everything seem maybe more clear. At the end of the day, thank you, because I have had a lot of support, and the internet is very tricky because it's always going to be two sides. We always know there's three sides to a story, but the internet will always be this person against that person. It's either going to lean more towards them or more towards them. And as someone who knows what happened, and as somebody who's been dealing with this, it would be hard for me to go on the internet and speak, because I'm aware of how these situations go. We know I was involved with the whole Hot Boy scandal. If you don't know about that, I saw how that happened. I saw how that shit was like, psh. So something like this to bring to the internet, and me being a victim, because I mean, my son is a victim and I'm also a victim because that's my child, right? So to come on the internet, right, and then And, you know, you're always going to have people that believe whatever, but it's hard because I'm already dealing with it myself, and I don't need people telling me I'm lying and I'm this and I'm that, and I'm not. It's hard, but I was not going to sit here and just play cool and kumbaya. And while I'm waiting, like I said, how do police investigations work? Because it was a delayed report, meaning it was reported 2 months after the initial date. What that means is that if my son is not in immediate danger, the officers just don't go out and arrest the person. Because it was delayed, they have to do an investigation. They have to investigate. They have to do the investigation, have to do their statements. They have to do what they have to do. And everything takes time with the police. Everything is oh, I have 4 to 6 days to complete my report, and I have this and that. So I believe me, have been at that police station almost every other day. They know me by my car, my face, and my name, because I'm gonna be on them to get this done. So yes, it's unfortunate that it's taking so long for him to be in jail, because everyone's wondering why he's not in jail. If I would reported it when it first happened, it would have been different. But because it was 2 months later and he wasn't in immediate danger, this is what the police has been telling me, it doesn't happen like that. They have to do a report, they have to do an investigation, then they send it off to the state attorney, and then the state prosecutor then will decide whether they want to press charges or not. So right now, we are in the investigation process of this shit, right? I'm speaking now because, one, I'm ready to speak because I'm not going to be quiet no more. And I'm ready to speak. And then two, because my investigation is almost over. It's almost over, and it's a matter of days for the next step. And there's no doubt in my mind that when the state prosecutor's office gets my case, it won't be picked up. So I've had to patiently sit here and wait. You understand? I don't think y'all understand the type of strength that it takes. I'm a single mom. My baby daddy's in prison. Right? So I've been taking care of my son since he was 2. I was a dancer. I danced at night, and I was in college during the day studying to be a lawyer. I have degrees in criminal justice. I'm well educated, and I know what I'm talking about, and I know what's going on. Okay? I'm not... Okay, sorry. I'm not gonna be quiet no more. I don't play when it comes to my kid. I've done everything I could do to provide for my kid. I'm in school during the day. I'm dancing at night. I'm taking him to school every day. I'm well paid. I'm well fed. My number one goal in life is to make sure my son got more than I did growing up, and I've already done that. So say what you want to say about me doing OnlyFans and me being a stripper. Say what you want to say. But my son has always been well taken care of. Well taken care of. I don't play with my son. I don't play with my house. I'm strict about who comes in and out of my house. I live with my sister, who's my roommate. We've gotten into fights because I better check her about who comes into my house. I'm a very independent woman. Super, probably overly independent. And my son is exactly the same way. So, biggest question that everybody wants to know while I'm thinking about this is, how I didn't know. I didn't know. I don't know how to explain that. I didn't know. It started small. Like, it wasn't like he had just started pooping in his pants and it was bad. It was little. It was me going to shower him or him use the bathroom and him not having no underwear. And I'm like, Wesley, where your underwear at? You know, it was me and my sister finding his underwear with, like, you know, like little poop stains. So we're like, why are you, like, what are you doing? But he's sneaky. Like, it's not that he's just sneaky, but my son is tough. And my son didn't want me to know. Because if he wanted me to know, he would have told me, right? He never told me. So So in the beginning, it was in my head and in my sister's head, we're thinking, okay, all right, he be on his phone all the time. He playing his game all the time. Maybe he just used the bathroom and be rushing to go back to his phone and don't be pulling up, like, don't be wiping correctly. All right. So boom, that was the first thing. Cause it like I said, it started small, but as my son kept doing it and kept being sneaky and it was like the underwear everywhere and it's like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm asking him and he's not telling me nothing. I'm getting angry. So for not 2 months, but for however many of the weeks, whether it was the last month, I mean, I don't remember like when it got really, really bad, but I do know it got bad to the point where he was pooping 3 times a day in his pants, not even going to the bathroom, not even attempting to, because before he was still on the toilet, it got to the point where he wasn't even attempting to take his pants off, just pooping in his pants, and then he'd sit in it. Then he would sit in it and wouldn't tell you. So if you're not around, you don't smell my man. I live in a big house. If he's chilling downstairs and then I walk downstairs and he's been downstairs for who knows how long or whenever he pooped, if I don't smell it, I don't know. Or when he goes to school, he was coming home from school with poopy diapers. So it got really, really bad. But as it's progressing to get bad, as it's getting worse, I'm angry because I don't understand what's going on with him. And again, I was never thinking in my head, maybe he got touched, because I honestly have 5 friends. Like, my son sit at my house or my mom's house. That's it. I don't have nobody else. He don't be nowhere else. So I'm never thinking, yeah, that's a symptom of molestation, because who the fuck touched him? So I'm not bending him over when I'm bathing him or I'm wiping him even. And my son is very much so independent. When I get him in the bath, I put soap on his rag, I let him do what he do. He's not a baby. He's not a baby. So for y'all to question how I didn't know, you're right. I question myself too. And I can look back now and say, oh, when he said this or when he said that, that's what he meant. But he wasn't telling me that. So how was I supposed to know? You don't think that if I would have found out when it happened, that this shit wouldn't have been resolved already? Sorry, I'm getting loud. I didn't know. Okay, I travel. I mean, my sister lives with me, so she can help me with him. So when I'm not home, she's here with him to help me make sure he gets to school and everything like that. With everything I have going on. So you're right. I missed something. And I'ma always have to wear that. I'll always wear that. This hurts me so much. Cause I have to wear that at the end of the day. I have to wear that because of who did it. It was my guest, my company that I brought into my house. I left him here. That's something I live with. I don't give a fuck who believe or don't believe. It doesn't matter what anybody believes or don't believe. It only matters who's important enough that needs to believe. That's it. Didn't know. Okay? It's hard as a parent. I'm young and I try my best. And it's definitely a life lesson that I learned. And it was the hard way. But I hope that it can shed light to people, to other girls. Because at the end of the day, I don't play about my kid. I really don't. I don't play about my company. I'm so like this with my son. Like everybody who know me know how I am with my kid. It's like this with us. We like this. I'm never nowhere without him. He be here right now, but I don't want him to be here, so he's at my mom's. We always together. You see me, you see him. But and then on top of that, and then you will never see him in an environment that a child should never be in. Wouldn't do no shit like that. I wouldn't lie. Because, like, I'll take that blame. I'll take the blame. I take that blame. I take, you know, why didn't you know? Why you ain't people? I take that shit. Sometimes we get wrapped up in our own lives and shit be going on and stuff, you know. If something happens to a kid, they don't want to say nothing, so you miss shit. It's just like when you're in a relationship and you missing red signs. You got the flags in your face, but you can't see it. You don't understand. You can't see it, so you skip it. I didn't understand. And when I was raised, my parents yelled at me for everything. So, you know, I'm very strict because my dad was very strict. And I just handled it the way that I, you know, I grew up and how I handled it. And I tried my best to figure out what was wrong with him. But I was angry. I was angry with him because I didn't understand. I didn't get it. I would tell him, like, you're not going to get in trouble for telling me that you had to poop. Like, why are you not telling me? Like, why do you want to be in poop all day? Like, I'm talking to his teachers, my parents, his dad, me, all my friends, like, even him, even David, who I was dating while all this was going on. I will call him on the phone. Crying. I don't know what to do with Wesley. Like, he just keeps pooping in his pants. I don't get it. My mom said once I should take him to the doctor. She didn't imply like molestation, but she just said you should take him to the doctor. And I was saying, why would I take him to the doctor? Like, what's wrong with him? Like, I don't know why he's doing this, but there's nothing wrong with him. Like I didn't understand what was going on. So I was just like, I'm just thinking it's like a phase or something. Like, you know, like his teacher was saying maybe he's just nervous because of kindergarten. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I thought maybe he was just growing into his body and you know, maturing, and maybe he just didn't want anyone touching him. I don't know. I never thought that. So I missed everything. At the end of the day, you don't see that shit. Like, you don't see it. Like, if somebody don't want to tell you something, they ain't gonna tell you. And you gotta read behind the lines, but I ain't thinking there was no lines to read behind. Like, I asked my son to be okay, he said, yeah, that's it. Unless he's acting extremely weird. But my son is strong. Like, he's like me. Like, he holds me down. Like, he's the man of the house. Like, he went through that and didn't even tell me for 2 months. That's how strong he is. So yeah, I'm upset that I wasn't able to be there for him when he was going through this. Like, I was too busy dating this fuck nigga in this fuck nigga face. I didn't see what my son was going through. My baby daddy, who's in prison, he hate me, and he have all right. Imagine being in prison and you can't do nothing. You can't see your child. If I'm lying, why would I do that to my baby father? That was that's the second hardest things I ever had to hear, was him cry on that jail phone. And now he's in solitary confinement because I don't know what he was doing, but they locked him up. Now he's by himself. And I don't know what's going on with him right now. So, This affects my whole family. I wouldn't even show my face on the internet if I was to lie on some shit like this. That's some sick shit. And no, you can't tell when people are sick. You can't. You can't. I could not tell that he dealt with that type of shit. At the end of the day, I knew that David dealt with stuff. He always talked about dealing with demons and whatever. But I'm thinking that's just the normal shit. Like, he's from where he's from. He's in the streets. Like, he just deals with that shit. I didn't know that he dealt with this shit. I couldn't have seen that. David was so good with my son. And I look back at it and it raises flags that I didn't know, because I just think it's cute that my boyfriend wants to be close to my son. I thought it was like, you know, when you date me, essentially you with my son, but don't get it confused, because my son is not around every nigga that I've ever dated. So also don't think that either. That's also a misconception of the story. You know what I'm saying? My son's not around every nigga. That's cap. That's cap. He had a relationship with this one though. David would call him, like, let's say me and David, we fighting or something. He'd call my son, go tell your mom I said sorry, da-da-da. So he would call, he had a relationship with my son. My son trusted him. My son, you know, when he came to my house the first time, my son showing him all his secret hiding spots where he be hiding his candy. He telling David all his sneaky links on the phone and stuff, because he know I don't let him watch certain stuff on YouTube, and he's opening up to David, telling him this shit. And so he built a bond with my son. And after this whole thing happened, right, when I found out, my son had his first football game and he won MVP. First time ever playing. He was MVP. He was so happy. He took his phone. He sent everybody pictures of his medal. He sends a picture to David's phone. I didn't have David's phone number blocked on my son's phone because I just wanted to keep it open in case he texted some crazy shit or whatever. I wanted to monitor it. And I looked at Wesley and I said, Wesley, why did you send him this? He's not your friend. He goes, I know, but he said sorry. So my son is battling with the fact that this man violated him, but is his friend, still called him after it, said sorry to him. He's 5. So he's battling with, he's confused. And it was that much confusion of me still dating this man. So yeah, he showed a picture of me in his house September 15th. I didn't know September 15th. I found out October 1st. I had no idea. I don't know what you're proving. I don't get it. Like, just listen to the dates. I'm not here to do the whole investigation. I'm just here to answer certain questions. I didn't know. I found out October 1st after he had yet another accident in his pants. And I just wanted to say real quick, I apologize if I'm all over the place. I know this could get tricky too. Y'all gonna say she lying because she everywhere. It's really hard for me to think. And my mind's racing and I'm trying to say the right things. So I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. October 1st, he had an accident. I picked him up from school. So at some point I just got tired of like yelling at my son about it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy diapers and I'll just put diapers on you and I'll just wipe you. And I guess until you feel like being a big boy again, you know, I'll take you out of diapers. That's how I was treating it. Because I had no idea. I had no idea. So 4 days into his diapers, I found out 4 days later. I don't know if the diapers helped because I know he didn't like to be in the diapers. He's grown. Like, he wants to feel grown. He's in kindergarten. He's playing football. Why does he want to be in diapers? And that was the point of me putting him in diapers. Like, hopefully this will be, he tell me what's going on. He can stop and get back to normal. I don't know. Before I picked him up from school that day, I prayed. I had been praying. I had been praying about him pooping. I had been praying about this. I got on my hands and knees in my bathtub. And I begged God to heal my son and to show me what I couldn't see. I also prayed on my relationship with David, because as you've seen on his page, September 27th, I definitely did break up with him. I don't know what his end game was the reply, because the LOL was 3 days later. We definitely talked on the phone after that text message, and the LOL came from me being on live and me egging his calls. So he texted me LOL, but of course he's a manipulator and it's gonna tell you what is gonna make him look good. But I paid myself from school, and I asked him, why do you keep pooping in your pants? And he's So this is after the shower, after I prayed. I went to go pick him up, and he's, you know, and I'm calm. I'm just calm, because I was so tired of yelling. I was so tired of being angry with him. I didn't understand what was going on, so I let it go. I gave it to God, and I was just calm. And I was working on being calm with him. Since I put the diapers on him for 4 days, just calm. Don't beat him for it. Don't yell at him for it. Just keep encouraging him to use the bathroom. Wesley, come on, use the bathroom. I don't want you in diapers. Come on, you know. He's fidgeting, and then he just opens up and tells me after 2 months. Originally, my son stated that it was Alex. Alex is my niece, his 3-year-old cousin, who was a girl. She's a little girl. He originally stated and said, me and Alex were playing, and I fell and I hit a stick. So I'm looking at him like, and I heard that before. He said that to me before, and I asked him what he was talking about. I'm like, are you okay? And he was like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you're not making sense. And I said, where'd the stick go? He starts pointing. So I say, like, I'm like, my heartbeat. I'm like, what you talking about? And then he say, Alex put something there. I say, what? What are you talking about? So I'm like, what are you talking about? Alex did what? What was it? He says, it was a little spiky thing. I said, where'd she get it from? I don't know. I said, what color was it? Silver and gold. I said, okay. Freaking out, because I don't know what's going on. I'm asking questions like, how did you feel? Did you like it? Were you guys playing? Like, what were y'all doing? I don't get it. And he said, I said, how did you feel? Like, how did you feel? He said, I felt sad. I said, why? He said, because no one had ever done that to me before. So I'm like what? Like, then it clicked, like the pooping in the pants, the insecurity. He felt violated. Baby Alex. What? I'm confused. I called David. He was the first nigga I called, because he was the closest one to me that was dealing with this the whole time with me. I say, Wesley just told me what happened. He said, what he say? I said, he said that, I don't know. He said, baby Alex put something up in him. And I'm talking like that. When I get like this, I stutter and shit. And I'm like, I don't know. He's saying Alex put something up him, and I'm so confused. I don't get it. Like, I don't even know what to think right now, and I don't get it. I need to talk to her mom. I'm freaking out, crying, like heartbroken. I'm telling him, bro, I can't breathe. I'm crying because all I heard was how he felt about it. So I knew it was serious. And then all the other signs, it clicked. So I'm in my head thinking like, I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. I'm telling him, I don't get how she did that. Like, the 3-year-old, like, she's a little girl And my son is almost 6. How does a little girl put something up you unwillingly? As a child, my son would have had to been bent over with his cheeks out or something. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have had to have been spreading. There's no way that physically a little girl could just go up behind my son and dig in his pants and stick anything up him. It didn't make sense without him pushing her off. It didn't make sense. I'm asking how did she do that to you? It's not making sense. But I'm not questioning my son. I'm just listening. I ain't never questioned him. I never said I don't believe. I let him talk. I let him talk. So I tell David on the phone, what he said about initially being Alex. And I remember when I first said Alex, he was like, who is Alex? That little girl who was there? And I said, yeah. And he goes, oh, see, I told you something happened to him. I told you I know those signs because somebody in my family, that happened to them before. See, that's why I asked you if he's been around anybody new. And he did. So he's the only one out of everybody of my family that ever suggested that my son was touched. He had said it because he said, has he been around anybody new? And I knew what that implies. And I was like, no, he's only around the 5 people and all of them but one are girls. So I'm like, no, like nobody touched Wesley. He don't be nowhere. And that was it. I'm saying I never thought about it. But he was the only one. He goes, see, I told you something happened to him. I told you I know those signs. Somebody in my family because it happened to them. That's why I told you to stop beating on him. That's why I told you just talk to him because I knew something was wrong with him. You a good mother. Y'all gonna be good. So he goes, I'm gonna call you back. Click. I didn't hear from that fuck nigga for 2 weeks. Now, mind you, September 27th, I did break up with him. But I'm telling you in a story that he was my first person I called. So clearly that means we were still talking. No, we weren't officially dating, but he was still very much so involved in my life to where he was the first person I called about this. So for him to say, I'm gonna call you back, and I didn't hear from him for 2 weeks, that whole time, nothing. Every time I ever try to leave him, he'd be on my Instagram lives. He'd be blowing up my phone when I'm on Instagram live. He'll be subtweeting me. He'll be DMing me, texting me, calling me. There has never been a time that this man has ever stepped away and walked away from me for more than 3 days. 2 weeks after I just tell you, somebody you care about, somebody whose son you care about, I just tell you I'm crying, I'm heartbroken. I tell you what just happened to my son. You tell me, go call me back. We're going to be okay. You go call me back. And I don't hear from you for 2 weeks. You just didn't get back to me. That's what he told his mom. I just didn't get back to her. You didn't get back to me? Now, I didn't text I didn't text him because I found out that night the whole complete true story. So I'm not finna text him when I know what the fuck you did to my son. And see, you gotta be smart. I went to the police as soon as I got the story, okay? I can't jeopardize the case. I'm not gonna jeopardize the case and let him know I got the cops on you. So what? So he can do what he's doing now? What he's doing now is I'm getting threats. I'm getting threats that it's not safe for me to be in my house. Niggas is trying to expose my OnlyFans pages and shit. So that's what I'm going through right now. I wasn't gonna let him know that I have police on your ass until it's about time that you about to find out. Cause you about to find out. You about to find out. I don't give a fuck who wanna say what. Just give it a couple of days. Just be patient. Like I had to be patient. Be patient. It's coming. It's coming. Like I don't whatever. So anyways, 2 weeks, didn't hear from him, right? So boom, back to my son in the story. Back to Alex. So boom. Call Alex's mom. I call my sister. I'm like, what's he said? Da 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 da. I'm throwing a fit. I'm at the crib. I'm yelling at everybody because everybody was telling me, no, there's no way Alex did that, Brittany. Alex didn't do that, Brittany. No. And I'm like, so you trying to say my son is lying? So I'm really stepping on everybody. I'm going hard because I never questioned him. And everybody was like, we're not saying he's lying. We know something happened to him. We know, everybody knows what he was dealing with. But they were saying, it's not Alex, Brittany. It couldn't have been Alex. And everybody, my sister's mom, she say, you know, oh, maybe he's covering for somebody. I didn't want to hear that shit, because it's like, what are y'all talking about? That's what he said to me. I'm finna stand by what my son said. But before we attack that character, I guess I'll finish the how I found out exactly what happened. I get home from picking him up from school that day. After he told me about Alex, I talked to David. I drive home. So when I drive home, I'm talking to him some more. I asked him what he did, whatever. I don't really want to get into all the details. I don't like talking about that shit. But he said he pushed whatever he used, whatever Alex, because originally it was Alex. So he pushed it out. And I say, so what'd you do with it? He say, I hid it. I say, where'd you put it? He said, I threw it outside. So I said, outside? Go and walk me outside. So I walked outside. I got the cameras. October 1st. It was, I believe, 6 or 7. In the evening. I walk outside and he says clearly, I threw it over there. I stand where my son said he threw it. I'm walking in the grass. Mind you, in my head, I'm looking for a little spiky thing that is silver and gold. So, walking around the grass. Boom. I see these screws on the floor. I wasn't even going to pick them up. But that's the only thing that was on the ground. So I pick it up and I say, Wesley, you wasn't talking about this. He said, yeah, it was that. I said, no, it wasn't. I said, yeah, it was that. Broke down. 2 hours. 2 hours I sat outside. For 2 hours outside of my backyard. Front door wide open. Had flies all up in my crib. For 2 hours. Because he walked me to where he said he put it. I have no reason to... There's just... I mean, how he knew that little spiky thing was going to be outside in the grass and he could walk me straight to it. Broke my heart when I saw that it was screws. I'm thinking it was like a little toy or something, you know, because he said it was Alex. So it had to be I'm looking at these screws like something not right. I'm not questioning the screws though. Because that's where he said he pushed up out of him. That's where he said he put it, and that's where he walked me to. So I wasn't questioning the screws. I'm looking at the screws. Because the screws, I don't know what the screws look like. And I'm not going to show y'all because it's in evidence. But the screws was basically like tied together. Like it was three screws like this, but it was tied like that. Like they were like this. And there was like a gold, like 2 gold, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, why? I don't know what it was, but it was like a little wire, and it was on the nails or on the screws. You can tell it was just, you hold the screws, I guess. I mean, I'm not a carpenter and I don't make shit with my tools, but the screws also, good fact to know, came from my toolbox. I have a toolbox with those same exact screws, except they're individual screws. There is no screws that are tied together. And besides that, my son did actually see him make it because he made them in front of him and baby Alex in the kitchen. He was in my kitchen and he put them damn screws together in front of the kids. And Wesley said, he asked him, what are you going to do with that? And he said, I'm going to do something with it. He said, my son said he had a blue lighter and he was tying the screws together. That's his interpretation of what David was doing in my motherfucking kitchen. So I'm looking at this like somebody, first of all, somebody made this. Second of all, these screws don't come like this. So it's like, where the fuck did it come from? And then why would a little girl put this shit up his ass? Even if think about it, Brittany, like, and I'm like, no, y'all playing me, y'all playing my child. I'm going in on air. I'm ready to kick my sister out. I'm ready to get up. I'm ready to fuck everybody up. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, this is what it is. So he talked to his dad. I told his dad, I say, oh, he said Alex put something up him. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. This is that night. So he said, that don't sound right. So he took the phone, he talked to my son. He said, listen, if you are scared or you're trying to hide, you know, from somebody, you're too scared to come out and say something, do not be scared. Do not hide whoever did this to you. So I never heard it from nobody else. I only heard it once my baby daddy said to my son. Everybody was telling me that, but why would I want to think that my boyfriend touched my child? That was never, he was never in my head. It was never a question. But I had the night and I found the dates. I got the cameras, the Ring cameras, and when he threw the screws out, the screws outside, I got the time because baby Alex was there. So that helped the fact that he did say that it was Alex, because I was able to find out what night this was, because I only had baby Alex 5 times since I've been in his house. So I was able to take his story and put the timeline and find the dates with all the evidence that I have. I had Alex for 3 days. I had her August 5th, August 6th, August 7th. David was at my house August 6th. He left that night. I had Alex from the 5th, 6th, 7th. So originally when I'm hearing Alex, I'm not even looking at the day he was here. Right? I'm trying to figure out which day. But with what my son said with the screws, it was this night. So who was in my house this night is the first question. If it wasn't Alex, because I didn't report it on the 1st or the 2nd, because I'm not just a mother or a person who's just gonna go run to fuck police and go run to fuck Instagram and say, oh my gosh, this person touched my son and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. No, I had to make sure before I made the report that I knew I was talking about. Because I can't help my son out if I don't know. I can't help him out. So I had to wait till the story made sense and I believed that I had the true story. And then I reported it. I reported on the 3rd. Okay, because this is discipline. This isn't me just flying off the handle and me making shit up and me wanting to ruin somebody. No, this is me listening to some crazy, bizarre story. Me trying to process it and not trying to do anything irrational without knowing what happened. So after he talked to his dad, I'm thinking in my head. I say this, I'm bathing him. And I said, David was here though. And I was saying, I wonder what possessed Alex to do something like that. Like, how could she do something sick like that? And I was like, David was here. Maybe some of his energy rubbed off on her. That's what I thought in my head. Like, just some like stupid thought. And then I just stopped myself. And then I just was like, you know, could have been David. So at the end of the day, as a mother who heard my son's story and didn't question him not one time, I told him I didn't believe that it was Alex who did it. And the second that I said that to him, I said it to him, because like I said, I never questioned him. The second I sat him down on my bed and I said, I don't believe you. And I explained to him the importance of lying on baby Alex. I'm telling him, like, Wesley, this is big. This is very serious. I don't know if you understand, but you can't lie on anybody. On anybody. Alex is your cousin. She's your friend. If she didn't do this, you can't lie on her. Was it the screws? I pounded everything to every detail of it except who it was. And the first time that I questioned him on it, he folds. I already knew it was up. So he's seeing me get emotional. He's seeing me like I couldn't think straight. I couldn't think straight. So I asked him as a mother, was it David? And he do this. No, he do this little smirk. He got this little smirk. Kids make faces when they lie. That's why kids aren't good liars, because they make faces. I know my son's face when he lies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know his face. I saw his face. I already knew. But I'm trying to hold it in. So I went down every male, my brothers, my sister's brothers, Every mail, was it so-and-so? Was it so-and-so? Was it so-and-so? And I'm looking at his nose. I'm looking at the way he's answering my questions. They weren't like David's, no. I asked him again. And he just looked at me. And he said it was David. So, that brings us to the video that David posted on his page. As soon as he said that, I done broke down. I done had an episode. But I said, let me grab my phone. I need to record this because this is it. This is it. This is it. Because at the end of the day, a human being who was hearing his story, it wasn't given that the 3-year-old could physically do that with those screws. It wasn't given that she could make the screws. It wasn't given that she's sick like that. But now David, the only other person who was here besides my sister, but nobody blamed my sister, not even David. As he's on the internet, he could easily said, you know, it was your sister. Like, why don't you ask her? He never said that because everybody knows it ain't her. Everybody knows that. So it's easier for him to blame it on the 3-year-old. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's easier for him to blame baby Alex. Yeah. But anyways, I grab my phone, I push record. My son see that I'm recording. And in the video, I'm reiterating what I already said off camera because it's already happened. But I never recorded it because I wanted to record that. Nah, I gotta get this. I got it because this is serious. So, I reiterate to him in the video that he played. I don't even know how much of the video he played, but I have the whole video, but whatever. The video was me reiterating to not lie on anybody because it's serious. I made it clear to him. I'm talking to him as a mother to my son, not to lie on anybody. This is serious. I say, what happened? He go to say, I sat on, like he nervous again. He going back to saying he sat on it again. I know you didn't sit on no goddamn screws. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's getting nervous because I'm recording it now. I'm breaking down. I'm clear as day. Like, I'm breaking down. He's saying that he's backing away. I'm not coaching my son in that video. I understand what coaching is. I very much so get what coaching is. But I'm not coaching him. I mean, if you want to take it that way, fine. I mean, I wouldn't have sent it if I thought that I did anything wrong. Honestly, the video was sent because it showed my crying. I cried in that video for, like, the video clip when he first said it was probably like a minute or two, and the last 7 minutes was just me wailing. And for anybody to question if I would lie, I sent him that video and I said, now listen, I don't know what kind of actor I'd be to be crying like that, my nigga. So that's what the context was of the video. And now as far as like, so basically I'm saying I was never coaching him. It was hard for him to talk. You have to understand that he's 5 and he was molested by his mom's boyfriend, who was a man. And my son is a boy. My son is well aware of his feelings, was well aware that he was violated. So it was hard for him to talk. I had to help him talk. I am not coaching him. I never once said, you need to say it, or you said it was him, right? I said, no. You said it was David. Keep going. Keep going. We're not going to go back. Not going to go backwards. Keep going. Tell me what happened. Let me help you. That video is very long. And only parts of the video is being shown. I uploaded the video of me with the crying because it's just like, I don't understand how anybody could sit here and think that I would go all this extra mile and I'd be crying. I don't even cry like that. It hurts. It's embarrassing. It's fucking hard to hear. I took him to the hospital October 3rd. And I made the police report. Once I talked to my son, and he came clean about David, and we went over the story a million more times. I went through my phone. I got everything together. I got all that I could get together that I could bag up. And I took my son to the hospital on October 3rd, and I made the police report. And I reported that David Salisbury sexually assaulted my child. Now, as far as everything else in the police investigation, I don't have to talk about that, and I'm not. as far as why people are saying, why am I talking now? Like I said, when I first came on here, this is not the easiest thing to sit up online and talk about. Because at the end of the day, people are going to say that I'm lying, and it's hard to hear. But I'm not backing down for my son, and I never will. And I will forever be my son's mouthpiece, and I owe that to my son. I owe for his voice to be heard. I owe him that. I had shit happen to me I ain't never speak on. Maybe a nigga thought I wasn't gonna talk cause I ain't handle my situations like that. But my son is a whole different ball. I will put my life on the line for my child. At the end of the day, I gotta be smart. I gotta move smart. Because the only thing my child has is me. If I go to jail, because I go do something stupid like I wanted to, who gonna take care of my child? Well, he gonna have both his parents in jail. And that shit happened to him. Who gonna take care of him? Who? Y'all don't understand the strength that it took me to sit my ass in my house. To not speak on the internet. Because I couldn't jump any gun. I couldn't jump any gun because it had to be done the right way. And the right way was y'all heard my son's voice. Y'all heard my son say it. Fuck me, fuck him, fuck what anybody got to say. At the end of the day. Because he's painting the narrative like I'm just, I don't know. Like I would do something crazy like this because we don't talk no more. It's beyond me. But I posted my son. I put one of the not the hardest thing that I've ever gone through in my life. My son is in therapy. I'm not in therapy yet. I don't feel like it. I'll never have no reason to play. And it's just crazy that people might actually come on the internet and cap about shit like that, but I'm somewhat of a public figure. Like, I knew this was gonna go viral. Why the fuck would I just hang myself on social media? Like, that's dumb. That's stupid. That's stupid. And on top of that, he knew. He didn't just find out. David been known. David known since the 15th. David, and this is another thing, because I can address this. David has had the opportunity and still has the opportunity to come down to the police station and clear his name. I called David on Friday. It was Friday the 15th, I believe, when he was out here on his show. Because after 2 weeks, he called me when he was out here to see me. I went to the police station and I set him up. Not set him up, but I had to do a control call where the police wanted me to talk to him and try to get a confession out of him. And I didn't want to do it like that, but I had to go with my investigation. So I talked to him. He knew about it. He asked me, well, what can I do? I want to clear my name. I said, okay, come down to the police station and make a statement. I'm going to call my lawyer. I said, okay, call your lawyer. You can bring your lawyer to the police station. He called me all that day, all that night. Oh, I'm finna call my lawyer finna handle this. I'm finna go to the station. I'm finna clear my name, whatever. So, okay, cool. Like, I'm telling you how you can clear your name. Go to the police station and make a statement. That's the only thing you can do to clear your name, right? Never came to the police station. His lawyer never called me. Coincidentally, when I post this on Instagram, his lawyer was the first one to call me. So you were so quick to call that whoever she was. When I post you on Instagram and her calling me to sue me for defamation of character, but she can't sue me for defamation of character when there is a case. Like, it doesn't, like, whatever, that, I'm not even gonna acknowledge that foolishness. But why didn't your lawyer and you come to your statement? 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, mind you guys, for 2 weeks, I'm gonna get in now. For 2 weeks, he knew, right? I sent that audio to his brother, his sister. I sent it to somebody else who's supposedly close to Dirk. which is the screenshot that he did post. I sent it to him. I sent it to his homeboy YUMMYGIRLXOXO, and I sent it to him. Nobody said nothing. David was calling my phone after I first told him. He was calling my phone every night. Every night he was calling my phone, texting me some bullshit. And I wasn't paying him no motherfucking mind. And I sent him the recording, no reply from nobody. If I was cloud chasing and doing all this and blah, 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 why you didn't handle this 2 weeks ago? Why you didn't handle this 2 weeks ago when I called you and I told you, my nigga, I know what's up? 2 weeks ago, you could have came on the internet and said, man, this girl crazy shot, da da da. Like, so if y'all hear, you know what I'm saying? Because I know if somebody was lying on me, I'll get it handled immediately. I don't care if they can, and I'm finna come first. Like, first of all, let me tell y'all what this crazy bitch trying to do. He knew for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, you knew. I'm telling you, I'm working with police. I'm telling everybody who called my phone, all his people, I'm telling everybody what's going on. I'm telling everybody. I sent him what he needed to see to get proof that it was a police investigation because he ain't believe me. Come to the station, make a statement, clear your name if you ain't got nothing to do with it. Everybody had to make a statement. We all had to make a statement. Everybody made a statement. It's the investigation process. Everybody got to make a statement. So you was there. You was there, right? Come make a statement. You ain't got nothing to hide. Come make a statement. You stole, bring your lawyer. I understand if you want to have your lawyer. Come make a statement. Didn't make a statement. Didn't say shit. Nothing, nada. And then it was crickets when I sent the audio. Crickets. But now I go to the internet, so now everybody's like concerned. What? Concerned now? And then on top of that, you just trying to bash me. You steady trying to bash me. Trying to make it seem like I'm da-da-da-da-da. What about you just saying I'm not like that? I would never do that. What about you saying like I can't believe this? What about you being sympathetic? I mean, wasn't you my boyfriend? Didn't you like Wesley? Don't you have his number? Weren't y'all had a relationship? Why you ain't call him and talk to him like you used to? Why? For after the first time I told you for the 2 weeks, why you ain't call him and check up on him if you cared about him? I don't get it. I don't get it. I never got any empathy towards him. I never had no doubt in my mind that he did it, but I never got no empathy towards him. And his actions thus far have shown that. Too busy trying to attack me, but it's not me. Fuck me. Fuck me. You really believe that I can get my child to cry like that? I'm on the toilet. In the background information, like, because everybody's so fucking annoying and you gotta explain everything, but it's cool. It's cool because I put it on the internet, so I'll explain it. The recording that y'all heard, I picked my son up from school. We went to Publix. He was acting weird in Publix. Like, he just wasn't acting right. But mind you, I'm watching him now. He wasn't acting right. I said, Wesley, what's going on with you? His heart beating. I'm touching his chest. What's going on with you? Nothing. I say, Wesley, what's wrong? Nothing. He said, I don't want to talk about it right now. I say, I'm heart drop again. I don't even know what he about to tell me. I'm freaking out. I'm in the Publix. I can't think straight. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's about to tell me something else. I don't know what's about to happen, right? Get the car. I turn around. I'm like, now I'm gonna wait till I get home. I'm driving, so I can't. So I wait till I get home. I sit on the toilet. I'm on the toilet. I say, Wesley, come here. So he come in the bathroom, and I say, what's going on with you? Talk to me. That audio that you guys heard for 4 minutes before he cried, for 4 minutes. I mean, like, come on, I didn't post all of it. Who the fuck is gonna sit there and listen to it? But 4 minutes before what you guys heard, which I still have, no reason to lie, is me telling him, what's wrong with you? Talk to me. Like, what's going on with you? I'm scared. Like, I'm like, Wesley, like, what you gotta tell me? Like, I'm scared for 4 minutes. And if you listen to the audio again, you will hear my son say a sentence in complete gibberish. And I said, wait, huh? What? When my son has problems saying stuff, well, since this has happened, I've noticed that he go to mumbling like crazy, like it was just, and I'm like, what? on the toilet, like my heart in the toilet. I put it down. And I sat there and I watched my son. I watched my son say, "Wendy?" And then he caught himself and he goes, "Wendy?" And he caught himself and then boom, let it out. I watched him do that. You can hear that. How in the hell will my son be so passionate about something that didn't happen? He said clear as day when David put the screws in my butt. He said it clear as day. There's no coaching. He's 5. Right? So the video that David is showing that I'm coaching, that video happened on October 2nd. This video that I recorded happened 3 days ago. So you're telling me, like, damn, I must be a good coach. And he must be a good actor that he can remember what to say. And this is a sidebar because y'all don't know the investigation, but my son's statement has been the same. Every statement he's made to police, to this officer, to the CPS has been consistent, never changed. So unless he is a smart ass kid who can remember a lot like that and can sit in these interviews for 45 minutes to an hour and they're asking questions and he's answering them, it's amazing. Sign my son up for the Oscars, because there's no way in hell that anybody in their right mind could listen to my son's voice and tell me he is lying. And if you did, I'll pray for you. That's it. Not everybody thinks right. There's a lot of sick people. So I always knew there was going to be that. But that's that. I'm not going to do this back and forth with David. I'm not. I'm done. Okay? It's hard because I'm being attacked. So it's really, really hard to just sit here and let this fuck nigga sit here and just twist everything up and come for me. It's hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard because I want to do so much. Tell nobody nothing. Like physically, like, so it's hard. Like, you know, when somebody coming at you, you feel me? It's hard, but I knew it was going to happen because I knew he was going to reply. And of course he was going to. And I apologize for going back and forth on the internet with him because I don't need to do that. You know, I could just turn my Instagram off and y'all find out. Y'all can holler at me in a couple days. Y'all can holler at me when the police doing their investigation. Y'all can holler at me when the next phase comes. But I'm not finna sit on the internet. I'm not even, you know, I had to show my face because for anybody to say I'm lying is dumb as fuck. This is too serious, too big, too personal. It's my son. So, I don't even know. You know, I think I answered most questions. Like I said, from when I found out, I've been doing everything in my power. Everything in my power to speak for my son. Everything in my power. Getting up early, sitting at the police station. I've been doing everything I can do. Smart in my power for my son. So I'm never going to apologize for coming on the internet. Y'all can bash me. I can say what the fuck ever. I can say what the fuck ever. There ain't nothing I ain't told myself already because I'm mad at myself. And I guilt myself. And it is when I'm fucked up for real now. That ain't even a joke. But at the end of the day, I'm not scared. And I'm not finna, ain't nobody finna sit here and you can do whatever, you know. I seen some shit I don't know, you know, but y'all trying to attack my character and post video, like, you know, explicit content on me on the internet. Do it. I just wanted to show my face, and I wanted to put a little bit more context into what's going on. Like I said, I brought this to the internet because I damn sure wasn't finna let this fuck nigga sit on the motherfucking internet every fucking day and think he just gonna live his best fucking life and act like he ain't just come over here and fuck everybody's life up over here. And yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you know, the end goal is for the states, you know, to charge him and for him to get arrested. So, but at the same time, I have this platform, bitch, I'm not gonna be quiet. I gotta tell my son's story. I gotta go through this for a reason. I'm gonna do it. I'm strong for this shit. I'm made for this shit. This shit really hurt me, but this shit really opened me up. It really did. It really did. And I thank God for showing me, cause God is, he the reason why I saw it. He showed it to me, and I know that God didn't show me that to leave me. This is a battle and it's a test, and I love the Lord. I made mistakes in my past. I've been changing my life. It's unfortunate that things like this have been, that this has happened, and bad things. I've been going through a lot of shit even prior to this. But all that is because I'm weeding out all the negative shit that has been in my life. Every friend that never was supposed to be there. Every nigga, every associate, every business partner. I've had a lot tacked back to back. That's because I'm getting closer to God. And God showing me what I need to see. And God showed me what I need to see. And every time I think, you know, it gets hard and I can't get up, I feel something in me to just keep getting up, because it's my son. My son is the only reason why. Like, I don't even know where I would be without my kid. I really don't. I wake up every day for my kid. Everybody can feel how they want to feel about this, but I'm riding for my son. And this ain't no shit that I just made up and pulled out my ass and wanted to say, hey, let's do some crazy shit. Let's fuck this nigga's life up. Why would I do this with my child? Anyways, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Again, thank you so much to all of the women who have come out. It's been a lot of support, and I'm so grateful for it. You don't understand how much that means to me to have some support, because it's been really hard. And there's a lot of even males in my DMs opening up about stories what happened to them and how people didn't believe them. And it's sad, but I see the stories, I've been reading them, and I'm glad that at the end of the day, I hope this is a lesson that everybody can learn. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can take something from it, and I hope it could be a blessing to somebody else. And I just want to say thank you, and that's it.